Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Clark. I'm the director of vocal music here at Indian Hill High School. Welcome to our spring concert. It's hard to believe we're already here at April. We have a wonderful program this evening for you. We're going to be starting off with more of our concert choir selections. First to take the stage here are our women's chorus. The first piece they're doing, this was kind of a cool selection we decided to add because we have a native Russian speaker, Miss Isabella, right here, and she helped us a lot with the Russian language for this. It's by Rimsky-Korsakov. It's a poem by Tolstoy, but I'll tell you the text unless you are a native Russian speaker. I'm going to tell you the English translation for it. The lark song is ringing louder, the spring flowers are growing brighter, the heart is full of inspiration, the sky is full of splendor. Destroying the shackles of the chains of our spleen rushes in the triumphant tide of new life. Youthfully and freshly sounds the mighty accord of the new forces like the stretched strings between heaven and earth. So fits our spring concert. This is the Lark Song with women's chorus. We're very fortunate to have a wonderful accompanist, and Mr. Phil Clary. Please give a round of applause. This next piece really fits, again, the spring concert. This is called Leave No Song Unsung, and I believe it really becomes a mantra. And I think especially for this women's chorus, we've made some really huge strides this year, and this piece really captures the harmonies and especially the lyrics of what it means to leave wherever we may go, into summer, into college, wherever we may go in life. We always want to make sure we never stop keeping that song going and maintaining the music in our lives. So this is Leave No Song Unsung. We were very lucky this year. We had a very talented student teacher come to us from Miami University, and she's done so much for us. She was basically an assistant for us for Powwow, for Mamma Mia, helping with choreography and staging, acting, singing, pretty much you name it, and then also has been with the choirs, and we're giving her a few pieces here to conduct tonight, and the last piece for Women's Chorus is conducted by our own Miss Dana Kuhn. This is Nothing Gonna Stumble My Feet.
Go
Next up, we have our men's chorus. There are 3 pieces we're doing for this one. The first one's called Shout Glory. It's a spiritual. The second piece we're doing is a little bit slower piece. It's called Headed Home, also very fitting of this time of year. I know sometimes for the students, even as teachers, we're like, we're ready for summer. So this is like a chance for us to say, yeah, I can't wait, ready to be home, ready to have summer. The last piece is going to require some audience participation. That includes any of our students out in the wings and the sides. The last piece, as you probably saw in the program, is Sweet Caroline. I think many of you probably know some of the extra stuff you might have heard. That's your part. So we do encourage audience participation when we get to Sweet Caroline. So feel free to join in. I'm sure we'll hear some from the outsides, from the high school students over there too. So join in with us when we get to Sweet Caroline.
City into the kingdom, hallelujah.
Our next choir are the premiers. We're going to be doing a few of our contest selections. We recently went to the OMEA, Ohio Music Education Adjudicated event, where we decided to be daring and go class AA. And AA is basically reserved for the highest number of students in a school district. So Walnut Hills, for instance, some of the bigger schools, Mason, I know Fairfield, Lakota West, those are usually the schools that are AA. So the challenge, we're like, you know what, let's do this, we got it. So it includes sight reading, which we received a 1, a superior in, and we also received an overall superior rating for the actual stage portion, in which you have to do 3 selections. One of them is required, and the other 2 have to be selected based on a similar level of ability to be performed. So the first piece we're doing is the required selection. It is Laudate Pueri. It is by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. It's from Psalm 113, which is Praise the Lord, all you his servants. It's from the Vespers, which are evening prayers that you would have in the Catholic Church in the Mass. But it's in a stile antico, which is a very imitative thing. So when you're listening to the parts, listen for a line that then travels. I referred it to the students as kind of like a virus, and we all get it. Basically, it'll travel from part to part, so listen to see if you can follow the line as it jumps, and that happens throughout the piece. Second piece we're doing in this is called Only in Sleep. We're featuring some soloists for that one. It's by the Latvian composer Eriks Eichenvalds. And Eichenvalds took the text by Sarah Teasdale, the poet, and wrote it. And it's all about looking back on your childhood and what your memories were. So take a journey to the past, if you will. Thanks, Anastasia. To make sure that you can go back and kind of think of those memories you had as a childhood. And we'll have some beautiful soloists for that. Then we're going to stop for something new that PC is going to talk to us about. And then we'll finish up with our final selected piece from OMEA, which is Wade in the Water.
Good evening. So we're going to have a little story time with PC here, and then at the end of this, there will hopefully have been a point, but if not, maybe you will have been entertained and your time will not have been a waste. The piece that you're about to hear is a foreshadowing, a little foretaste of a project that we're working on for this fall. This is the opening movement of Carl Orff's Carmina Burana. So here's the story part. Cincinnati and Munich are sister cities, and in 2006, I was fortunate to be part of a teacher exchange where there were 10 teachers from Cincinnati who were paired with 10 teachers from Munich, and we spent a couple of weeks hosting and then a couple of weeks traveling to Munich. And while I was in Munich, my teaching partner, his brother happened to be in seminary at a monastery outside of Munich called Benedict Beuern. Okay, well that's where the story gets interesting, and that's where the story connects to what I said we were going to do. There were ancient texts, some poems that were written, and they're in medieval Latin, medieval French, and medieval German, and they were discovered in this monastery. After World War II, composer Carl Orff set them to music for very large orchestra, large chorus of singers, and dancers. And it's the piece is performed to this day, and it is rarely done with dancers. You often see it done with chorus and orchestra, but it's a real treat to get to see it with dancers. So one of the many hats that I wear as a musician is I'm artistic director of the Cincinnati Choral Society. So Mr. Clark and I got our heads together and decided if we could combine the singers from the Cincinnati Choral Society with the singers from the Indian Hill High School premieres and engage the services of a professional orchestra here in the suburbs, the Blue Ash Montgomery Symphony Orchestra, and professional dancers, we could do a professional level collaboration right here on this stage. Sounds great, right? You're with me? Totally? Yeah, awesome. Great. I needed that kind of response because it's a fairly high budget project. We are halfway there. Halfway is great, right? Halfway we can still move forward. This can be done. But we are looking for some local sponsors who can help us get all the way to being able to fund this project. The Cincinnati Choral Society applied for a grant with the Nippert Foundation, and we were awarded $10,000, so that was significant. We need some local money, and if you are interested in helping out with this project, it could be a personal donation, it could be a corporate sponsorship involving advertisement in the program. If you can talk to Jeff or to me at some point in the near future and let us know that you're excited about this project because you just applauded, and that you would like to support it financially, we would be very appreciative. We're looking at next November to do the project, but we have to secure the funding in the next month for the project to move forward. So thank you for your support. Let us know if you can help out.
So
Our last piece from our contest set is Wade in the Water. This is a classic spiritual. However, you're going to hear some cool contemporary effects. You're going to hear some wind. You're going to hear some water effects. And there's also a lot of block cluster chords in this. So if you really listen to the sound, we're trying to create what we call an aleatoric or at chance movement at the beginning and end of this piece to kind of recreate the water scheme in this. So this is Wade in the Water, again, featuring some soloists in this one as well, some male soloists. And then after this, we'll be getting ready for our senior presentation. If our men's and chorus and women's chorus can also take your "And So It Goes" spots, please. All right, so at this time we do a couple things. First of all, we give some special recognition awards for both underclassmen as well as upperclassmen. And then we also have a little guessing game we play for our seniors as we acknowledge each of them and talk about their future plans. So we're gonna start off, and Miss Kuhn's getting her stuff right now, but we're gonna start off with some special awards for open to all choirs. So each of these awards that we give out are special awards. There's always a senior awards banquet. There's also an underclassmen awards banquet. These are awards in addition to. So they're going to be awards that are still given at those awards banquets, but I'd like to give out some special ones as well. So we're gonna go through each of them, and I'm gonna talk about each person fairly briefly. The first award I wanna give, each year in men's chorus, we give an award for outstanding vocal achievement. This student, I really don't have many words to say other than his talent, his voice, his tenor ability is always a leadership quality for the group. I think he's a little shy about it. Maybe he doesn't realize what amazing voice he's done. He's duetted with Jonas Sorscher for national anthem before at hockey games. He has a real great future in singing. I hope he really works hard to continue it because he's got a long way of amazing things in his future that I know he can continue doing this for a long time. If we could please recognize Mr. Fritz Graham. And also for our women's chorus. Same thing, outstanding, you could say, sure, well, there might be some photos, you never know. For women's chorus, we do the same thing for outstanding vocal achievement. For this award, this young lady, I knew her in 8th grade choir for freshman year. She's done some wonderful things. I think her voice serves as a role model. We had Miss Kuhn come in from Miami, who is a trained soprano. This soprano, I think, many times becomes that role model for the tone quality we want to go for. She's done very well in solo contests, receiving superior ratings. Solo ensemble contest is a great way for students to continue their craft and really work one-on-one. And so this student is always positive. I don't think I've ever seen her not smile. She always comes into my room smiling. She's such a positive presence. Miss Claire Hardick. All right, these next two awards, ladies first, I'll do the ladies first. So this is my 3rd year here at Indian Hill, and some people know the story and some do not. My first moment to step foot here at Indian Hill and to get a tour was with 2 people, Mr. Hemsworth, who is a technical director, and this other young lady I'm about to talk about. And I think it goes without saying that making a move, especially many years in your career, is always a tough decision, but I felt like it was right because of the presence that I felt for the students here in Indian Hill. And my first impression was made by this young lady. She's done such a wonderful job throughout her years on stage and off stage. A very positive role model who's, I think, really embodies the spirit. I think her quirkiness, I still have videos on my phone. I think of her doing dance moves back in the dressing room when we were doing our renovation for the choir room. And she's always ready to have a fun time. Sometimes, I haven't heard it lately, but once in a while we get some interesting little Nolan stuff going on. But she is, I pretty much gave it away, right? But she's such a positive role model. I'm so glad that I've had the opportunity to base my future here at Indian Hill based on this student. Her wonderful personality, her smile is just contagious, and I'm just so pleased with her progress, even though she's moving on, as is her family, from us. Miss Natalie Miles, come on up. Which, by the way, she is the student director of the premieres, which is our highest position for the premiere. So congratulations to Natalie. This student I had in men's chorus my first year here, and I'm going to talk about him also for something else in a moment, but I'll give a little bit of some of it away. This student truly embodies the process of starting with a dream or starting with a goal and seeing it through. He did not take voice, we're all giggling already. Well, we know who it is, but I mean, I know. Coming to me my first year here saying, Mr. Clark, I want to work on this. I want to take a solo. I'm not doing voice lessons, but can you help me? and to see where he's progressed through the years. He's been there every step of the way. I don't know what it's going to be like, not having him there because he's been here all 3 years. But it just shows with his talent on stage and what the dreams that you have and where they can take you, because he's really made some great achievements this year on this stage. And again, his leadership quality, although he loves to have fun and goof off, he's also the person that's like, okay, yep, Mr. Clark, I got it, I'll do it. Yep, sure, fine. He'll put on that serious face when needed. And that's Mr. Garrett Lindbergh. Two more to go. This award I always give to a senior who's graduating. It is the Showmanship Award. And the Showmanship Award, I think, goes to the person who, and there's so many wonderful senior class members, I had such a hard time with this decision. But when it came down to it, I think the determining factor for this person is not just the on-stage, but the off-stage, the fact that he's always ready to say, sure, I'll do that, sure, I'll take that on, sure, I'll go further. Oh, you want to do this with the instrumental part? Yes, I'll do that. Or yes, I'll have some band folks do this. He's always there to help. He's always there to make sure we stay in rhythm when it comes to dance moves. And he's always the person that on stage, I think his role in some of his comedic stuff he's done on this stage, if you saw him in Mamma Mia, him and Natalie both just were a crack up. And I think there's a lot of great things for him. I know he was considering toying with music education as a possible career path. I still hope he can maybe reconsider that one. But he would be an amazing music teacher because of his passion and because he's so into the music. I see him all the time watching videos in our class with jazz combos and just looking and studying about what he can do to be better. That's Mr. Keegan Grace. All right, final award, and after this, I'll get out of the way, and if any parents want to take a picture, I'll have them all gather in so they can do a quick photo moment before the seniors. The final award I give out each year is the Outstanding Vocal Student. The Outstanding Vocal Student, the name goes up on a plaque, which the plaque, we just had to get a new one because it was full, so it's going to be going up this spring after we're done with this concert. But there's a special plaque that we have up that we'll be putting up in the new room, which has the listing for many, many years back to Mr. Hank Henley's days here of the Outstanding Vocal Music Student of the Year for the senior. Again, you've heard from this person already, or heard about this person already, but this person I think embodies the spirit because it's not just about being on stage. It's not just about any accolades you get on this stage. It's about the journey. It's about where you go, where you take it to, and your self-drive. We have many students who take private lessons. We have so much talent here. It's so hard to pick and choose things like this. But when someone has that self-drive, when the person has the initiative to take it on themselves, to go further, to say, I want to come in now, can you please work with me on this and flex? Can you come call me for this time? Can we work on that piece? I did a Class C piece. I want to do Class A next year. I want to get the highest level possible. And he still got superior ratings on those A pieces just working on his own with me. And to do that and to be on this stage, having a lead role this year. Last year he sent me a text. He sat right down here. He sent me a text message during Greece and he said, Mr. Clark, I'm going to do powwow next year. And I said, I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to hold you to it. And sure enough, he was one of the first ones to the auditions, and he had a wonderful role in Mamma Mia this year. And again, I think in Crucible as well, and a newbie to this stage. And he did a great job. Our outstanding vocal music student is Mr. Garrett Lindbergh. Photo op moment.
Hey guys.
All right, now it's time for us to play some guessing games. All right, class of 2019, our first student. She's ready for the driver's seat. Who is it? It is Caroline Sullivan. Round of applause for Caroline. Caroline Sullivan has been involved with the choirs for many years. She was in a women's chorus my first year here. She too has done solo ensemble and has done very well, very accomplished with her achievements in vocal music. She's going to be going on to UC, just right around the corner, and she's going to be going into biomedical engineering next year. So one more round of applause for Caroline Sullivan. And Caroline, you can just, yeah, we'll have all the seniors go up here. We got something on their face. Who could this person be? Oh, he already knows. Oh, okay. It's Drew Plummer. No need to wipe off the face. Drew's gonna be, well, let me talk first about Drew. Drew, I think everyone would probably admit, is the person who's the life of the party. Would you all agree? Yeah! Drew is that person who I think his personality, again, is contagious. One of those things where I'm like, okay, Drew, okay, calm down. He's like, all right, fine. You know, again, he knows when to work, he knows when to play. He's got that sense down. But Drew is definitely the life of the party. He's always been there, again, through the years of doing choirs, and I'm so glad that he's continued on through it. He has a great bass, low voice. It's very resonant. You heard him probably in some of those pieces earlier with Only in Sleep. That was Drew. But he's got an amazing sound. He's going to be going to the Ohio State University to major in engineering, Ohio School of Engineering to major in computer science. Drew Plummer. Next up, she had a gorgeous smile then, a gorgeous smile now. Gabby Wyatt, come on up. Gabby Wyatt was also in Wocho my first year here and moved up to premieres. I think one of the wonderful things about Gabby that I have to mention is and then kind of like Claire earlier, Gabby is always smiling. She's always the person who's got a grin on her face. When we did Powwow this year with Mamma Mia, I was like, I want you to rock this part. We're gonna make something happen here, and I want this to happen and for you. She's got such a great personality. She's been an amazing section leader for us as well in premieres. She's on our student leadership team. And next year, Gabby's going to be going to Texas Christian University and major in psychology. Next one. Elizabeth! Some baby blues there. Yes, it's Elizabeth Donnelly. I don't know who came up with the nickname. I don't know if it was me first or someone else, but I pretty much refer to Elizabeth as Edon. And Edon is definitely the person whenever we have stuff going on, she's always like, yeah, sure, yeah, let's do that. And then sometimes we'll catch that side eye. I'm kind of like, was that real? Was that, what was she going with that? And then she's like, you know me, it's fine. We have this really cool moment, I think it's one of my favorite moments, where it was on her presentation we gave in class, where I have an Instagram picture of her and I from Wocho, where I was demonstrating the sound of women's sound in choirs as hair dryers, and I was going, ooh, and so she started going, ooh, and we took a picture going, ooh, together. And it's one of those things where we have our little quirky moments that we've done back and forth. And she, I know, is also one of those people with the senior class who's always there to have fun. She rocked it in Powwow this year with her part and doing a wonderful job of that. Yeah, sure, round of applause, absolutely, yeah. She too has done solo ensemble contests, done a wonderful job in solo contests, getting superior ratings. Next year, she's going to be going to University of Florida to major in business. Next up. Ooh, we stumping somebody? It's Nolan. And I love this baby photo because it's kind of like he's manning the controls, and that's actually where he's going to be going on. I'll be telling about that in a second. Nolan was in men's chorus initially, and I remember seeing him on the stage before I came with PC, directing men's chorus, and then was in the shows with us for many years. And Nolan is one of I call him True Blue Nolan, because Nolan is always the one to be like, yep, that's right. It's like Boy Scout. Like, you're absolutely right. Yep, like neutral good. He's just that person that's always like, must do the right thing. Yes, I know I have to do this. He's always like I'm gonna make sure it's done the right way. And Nolan, is one of those people that I think the bass section, I know with this leadership this year even said, Nolan really gets the job done. He holds us accountable. We need Nolan. And they talked about that in his little presentation. And that's because Nolan is just such a take charge person. Speaking of taking charge, he's going to be taking charge next year. He's going to be going to St. Louis University to major in aeronautics and participate in the Air Force ROTC program with the goal of being a pilot in the Air Force. I think the background gives it away. Nicolas Hollander. So Nicolas and Claudia came to me 2 summers ago when they came back to the community and did an audition for us. And they were like, we want to sing, we want to sing. And I said, okay, well, tell me about your experience, and da-da-da-da-da. And Nico and Claudia, his sister, had an amazing sound. They opened their mouth. I'm like, you guys, wow, absolutely you're going to be in these choirs, and I can't wait to hear where you go with this. Nicolas also decided to do solo ensemble contests, taking a piece. He did a German piece, which he's a native German speaker, so it helped. But I know the judge was like, oh, your German was flawless. It's like, good, yeah, I hope so. But Nicolas, again, same thing. He also has been on this stage. He was here for Godspell, our most recent production. And my only wish is that I wanted to see him on stage even more because I really think that he has such a great personality. His duet with his sister from Cabaret was a hoot. If you didn't get a chance to see that, we can get some unlisted YouTube links out there to you. But they had a wonderful thing together. I'm going to miss the brother and sister team, but we got one more to go, so that's good. Nicolas is going to be going to Miami University. Yeah, Miss Kuhn, yeah. Going to Miami University to study Chinese and political science. Next up, she's always ready to rock an outfit. Natalie. Alina Goebel. Alina started with me in Wocho my first year here, and Alina is the person who, throughout all of the time of her being on stage, I think Alina is the one person who, no matter what happens, she comes to me and she's like, did I do what I need to do? Was that good? Or can you tell me what I need to do for this? She's always ready to say, yes, tell me what I need to do for this. What do I need to do for that? And Alina, her smile, I think, is contagious. She's such a wonderful person. You probably saw, I always love watching her. I catch myself not looking at the music, and I watch her. If you saw her in the front row of premieres, she's always like right there with me. And I'm like, yes, I am conducting to you, girl, because she's right there, and she's so involved in the moment, and her facial expression just lights up the room. Alina next year is going to be going to Columbia University to major in Columbia, yeah, financial economics and human rights. Sampling the Easter baskets, Garrick Lindbergh. I said a lot about Garrick already. I will just finish off with saying this. He's another person that I really wish would go into music education because he also has such a great talent, and I think that he's a great teacher and worker with stuff, and he's done such a wonderful job on this stage. So pleased with his progress and where he's come from my first year till now. Garrick's going to be going to Emory University to study neuroscience and behavioral biology. All right, when you gotta go, Natalie Miles. Thank you, Mark and Rebecca, for that photo. You've also heard a lot about Natalie, but again, Natalie is one of those people that I think she's had such a wonderful career here, and I know with her going out of state with her family, I just hope she is able to remember the wonderful memories here because she's been such a wonderful, positive light. Everything from seeing her as Little Red my first year here to the lead this year in Mamma Mia. She's done such a wonderful job to make sure, and with Powwow, I know her and many of the other seniors want to make sure that people are pumped up, want to make sure that everybody's ready to go and to get that positive energy moving. So she's been such a great role model for us for that. Next year, Natalie is going to be going to University of Missouri, Mizzou, majoring in biology. All right, almost there. Look out, world, he's on the move. Keegan Grace. It's a model pose there. Keegan is multi-talented. Of course, he does instrumental music as well as choral music. I think one of the great things about Keegan, this fall we did a Jersey Boys medley, and Keegan is so talented, he often sings bass, but he was our role model for the falsetto voice for the Jersey Boys, for the Frankie Valli sound. I won't put him on the spot and make him do it now unless he wants to. You want to give us a Sherry?
Can I get a starting note, please?
All the guys were like, we can't do that. I'm like, look, he can do it, you can all do it. And then I was like, come on, come on. And we started to finally get that falsetto Frankie Valli sound, which was awesome. Next year, Keegan's be going to Northwestern University, majoring in neuroscience. I think it's getting obvious, but you know. Her future's so bright, she's like, yeah, I need some shades. It's nice bright sun there. Haley Henry, come on up, Haley. Haley is our dance captain this year. You're gonna be seeing some dance moves in the second act coming from her and Keegan, our dance captains. Haley is one of those people where I saw her last year at Kings Island. She was in the show, and one of my alumni students from my other school was there. Haley has this amazing stage presence. You can't take your eyes off of her when she's dancing and performing. She's got dance experience, but she's one of those people that I think I've gone to her, I know her and Keegan both know this, that I've gone to them like, hey, can you try this? And they're like, sure, yeah, we'll do that. She's like, can you please call me out of class so we can go work on this? She wants to make sure that she is doing everything she needs to do to make the group successful. And I think that's such a hard thing to do with your peers, to be put in a leadership position and to say, can you do this? Can you create choreography? Can you have that leadership ability where you can work with your other fellow students and they respect you and get the word out to pay attention to your great work? And I know sometimes it's a struggle, right? But she's done a wonderful job for us, and even though she's not going into music or dance, I hope she continues in college with the performing arts. You're going to hear her also with our a cappella group in the second act. Haley Henry's going to be going to Northern Kentucky University, NKU, to major in graphic design. And we have one more. Although she's not graduating from Indian Hill High School, that's her senior photo, Miss Dana Kuhn. So, Miss Kuhn is a music education major at Miami University, but she has 3 minors, which I think is just amazing. Theater arts, a dance minor, and arts management. She's graduating from Miami here coming up this May. She's been a wonderful addition to us this semester and done, again, so many things for us on stage and off stage, and I've just been so pleased with her progress here. I hope that she continues with music, with education, to give her gift back. She's also working with Miss Bone at the elementary school, and I know the students absolutely love working with her and her positive light that she brings to teaching, and so we wanted to thank Miss Dana Kuhn. As is tradition, all of my singers on the sides, if you want to please stand. Our final piece for the first act is And So It Goes.
few things you'll need to know if you wanna be my one and only all my life. Happy
From the day we arrived on the planet and blinking stepped into the sun.
There's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done.
There's far too much to take in here, more to find than can ever be found.
But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless round. Circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in a circle, the circle of life.
I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware.
Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair.
I'm gonna be the main event, like no king was before.
I'm brushing up,
I'm looking down,
I'm working on my
roar.
uninspiring things. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Everybody look fast,
Everybody look right,
everybody look kind,
standing in the spotlight.
not yet.
Let every creature go to rock and sing. Let's hear it in the bird and on the wing. It's gotta be King Simba's finest fling. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside. But think as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not all on upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can be caught unawares.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared.
So many things to tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past? Impossible. She turned away from me.
He's holding back, he's hiding, but what I can't decide. Why won't he be the king I know he is, the king I see inside?
Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. Can you feel the love tonight? You needn't look too far. Stealing through the night's uncertainties, love is where they are. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding. In the circle of life.
Ding 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 ding.
Just shoot for the stars if it feels right and aim for my heart. If you feel like you take me away and make it okay, I swear I'll behave. You wanted control, so we waited and put on a show. Now we make it, you say I'm a kid, my ego is big, I don't give up. And it goes like this. Take me by the hand and I'll show you. Kiss me till you're one and I'll show you all the moves like Jack. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger. I don't need to try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll own you with the moves like Jagger. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger. Baby, it's hard when you feel like you're broken and scarred. Nothing feels right, but when you're with me, I'll make you believe that I got the key. Oh, so get in the car. You can ride it wherever you are.
Get excited, but you wanna steer. But I'm shifting gears, I'll take it from here. Oh yeah, yeah, and it goes like this. Take me by the hand, I'll show you. Kiss me when it's done, I'll show you all the moves like Jagger. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger. I don't need to try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll own you with the moves like Jagger. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger.
Wanna know how to make me smile? Take control, oh baby, run me right. Never share my secret, but I have to keep it. Nobody else can see this. So watch and learn. I won't show you twice. Head to toe, oh baby, rub me right. If I share my secret, you're gonna have to keep it. Nobody else can see this. Hey, 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 yeah.
And it goes like this. Take me by the time, I'll show you. Kiss me when it's done, I'll show you all the moves like Jagger. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger. I don't need to try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll own you with the moves like Jagger. I got the moves, I got the moves like Jagger.
A real quick round of applause for our soloists in that, Mr. Alex Erickson, Ash McHugh, and Haley Henry. All right. And premieres.
church where her wedding has been. Lives in our dream, winks at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong?
Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes here, look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care?
All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody cared. Father Mackenzie, smiling the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong?
Thank you one more time for coming out tonight. I know in the back of your programs there's some many thank yous in there. I'll keep it very brief, I promise. First of all, thank you parents for all your amazing support. We have a wonderful community that is so appreciative of the arts. And that's, I think, why we are one of those best communities for music education. It's because of your support of the arts. Please make sure, keep supporting the band, the orchestra, the choir, the elementary students. We want to see you at those concerts. Talk to us about Carmina Burana. We'd love to hear from you. But we're just so proud of the students. And thank you, parents, for allowing me the opportunity to work with your talented children. So thank you first to parents. So give yourselves a round of applause. A big thank you to our IH Tech crew, Mr. Scott Kimmons and Mr. Eric Samini on soundboard. Please give them a round of applause. Mr. Phil Clary over here, the amazing PC. And Miss Dana Kuhn, our student teacher, who I know is somewhere. She's probably backstage. All of our administrators who are here, I know we have at least one. Any administrators who are here, please stand to be recognized. I know they don't like to do this, but please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also a special thank you, I know she doesn't want to be recognized for this either, but I really appreciate 3 years straight, Mrs. Rebecca Miles has helped us with costuming, and she's of course moving on, so please recognize Mrs. Rebecca Miles, we appreciate that. Our final piece tonight is choreographed by Haley Henry and Keegan Grace. This is Premier's doing some swing for you. This is Peroxide Swing. Again, thank you so much for coming out on this rainy night. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.